Hello and welcome to another episode of A Fistful of Lenses. In this episode we take a closer look at the Voigtlander Color Ultron 50mm f1.8 lens, and we ask, is it ultra good or an ultra letdown? Well, let's find out together. For this review, I'll be adapting the lens to the Sony a7R Mark III, and I'll be shooting video and stills. And as always, these will be shown straight out of camera, without any editing or colour grading. So you get to see how the lens performs in its rawest form, with its strengths, weaknesses, and true character, undisguised. The version I'll be reviewing is in the Rolei quick bayonet mount. Its optical construction is 7 elements in 6 groups. It has 6 aperture blades, a close focus of 45 centimeters, and the lens weighs in at 190 grams. It accepts convenient 49mm filters. The lens came to market in 1974. So what was the world like in 1974? Well, let's take a trip together down memory lane. In 1974, the terracotta army was discovered in China. And in medical journals, the Heimlich maneuver first gets a mention. Also in 1974, we used to regularly visit my grandmother, who was well known for her Welsh cakes. She was the type of cook that used to shout and scream and sometimes curse when using the oven. Fond memories. Unfortunately, this all came to an end after she bought herself a pair of oven gloves. So that was the world in 1974, more than half a century ago. What about today? Can this old timer still be of use? The lens, I mean, not me. Well, let's find out together. So as we view some images I got with the lens, let's get a little background about the legendary Voigtlander company. Firstly, the name. And I apologise in advance to my German viewers for butchering the pronunciation. But let's at least try. Voigtlander, or more like Voigtlander in its original German, was a company founded in Vienna by Johann Christoph Voigtlander in 1756. Yes, you heard that right, 1756. So this is a company with a long and storied history, and far beyond the scope of this video to try and give a comprehensive history lesson. But by the time the lens came to market, Rolei had bought the company name. The Color Ultron is a name that will be familiar with vintage lens collectors. But again, it's important to note that there are different versions of Color Ultron 50mm f1.8 lenses. This version is known by collectors as version 3 or the Singapore version. The previous version to this one is very unusual in that it has a concave front element. This version, however, has a more typical design and is optically the same, or at least very similar, as the Carl Zeiss Planar 50mm f1.8 from the same period. Unsurprisingly, at f8 the lens is sharp, but so are most lenses. But what about at its maximum aperture of f1.8? Well, it's impressive, especially considering its vintage, but I think slightly behind the Pancola in this regard. And as for the blurry stuff, the last time I saw a bouquet as nice as this, I was in a florist. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder when it comes to bouquet. Also, the lens has given me some very pleasing portraits, and I feel it could excel in this regard. However, One area where the lens fails to impress is in its build quality. The copy I have is a little ropey to say the least, with a loose lens barrel. But this is a 50-plus-year-old lens and may not be typical of most copies, but I have to go with what I have. So would I recommend the lens? Well, optically it's very good, but mechanically it's a little suspect. But if you can get a sound copy at a reasonable price, I'm sure you'll be happy. And if you don't like the lens, then really there's no harm done. As it is a vintage lens, it's likely to increase in value over time, so you can always sell it on. So that concludes my journey with a Voigtlander Color Ultron. It's time I moved on. Until next time, bye for now. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and ring that bell. And then who knows, maybe we'll see each other out there in the real world, snapping away happily with a fistful of lenses. Until next time, bye for now.